Good morning. Remember that first week when I had all those technical problems? Well, I'm having a lot of technical problems this morning. It's a combination of technical difficulties and just to be honest, like how do you phrase some of your thoughts? So it's been a combination of those two things. I'm confident that this time I'm going to get through it. So I was reading an article in the New York Jewish Week. It was written by a rabbi from Minnesota, and his name is Avi Olitsky. And he wrote this really powerful paragraph, and I'd like to share it with you. First, just to setting the stage, he lives in George Floyd's neighborhood, which is called St. Louis Park. It's in Minnesota. And he writes, but we lived in and related to two different worlds. Tragically, that was because of the color of our skin. Watching George's senseless death shook me something fierce. For me, it was a haunting image that rocked me to my core. And still, my Black friends and neighbors told me they saw something more than that. They saw a history of police brutality. They saw hundreds of years of neck-kneeling oppression. They saw white privilege leaving the Black community behind. They saw a society and country that has repeatedly failed them. And then I realized I was thinking they and not we, an implicit communal divide. For we Jews who are white, this is a very humbling time. And it's a time for us to be able to get behind the words Black Lives Matter with all of our hearts and souls and energy. It used to be that the Black Lives Matter movement contained some anti-Israel language, and that made it uncomfortable to say those words. But you know what? Now that platform is gone. And now Black Lives Matter is something that we can say, and we should be saying, with 100% commitment. Black Lives Matter. Last week, a group of rabbis met, over 100 of us on Zoom, and the big takeaway for me, after listening to the voices of Jews of color, was that we, white Jews and Jews of color, need to get behind Black and brown leaders and support what they're saying and follow them and do what they're asking us to do. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be reading and beginning to understand maybe a little bit more of what it means to be a person of color. We'll be sharing some ideas about that, maybe what makes it hard for us to fully grasp it. Honest conversations are what we're looking for. So please join me in a week for our conversation on how to be an anti-racist. Don't worry if you haven't been able to find the book. I know it's been challenging. And then on June 25th to discuss either the movie or the book or both of Just Mercy. I look forward to doing this work with you, with all of our hearts, all of our souls, and with all of our energy. I'll see you back here next week.